The late 1990s was the dark time for shoot-'em-ups for Nintendo. Hey, I am the Game Collector, and this is Second Opinion Games. And today I review the only shoot-'em-up for the Nintendo 64, Superstar Soldier, Vanishing Earth.
Second Opinion Games.
The Nintendo 64 was a huge platform. However, the Sony PlayStation was even bigger, and that had tons and tons of shoot-'em-ups. So the Nintendo 64 only had the one, Superstar Soldier, Vanishing Earth. So is it as good? Well, heck yeah. This, I can honestly say, is the best shoot-'em-up for the Nintendo 64. And, go figure, it's only the one. But that doesn't mean the quality suffers. Matter of fact, compared to the rest of them on the PlayStation, I would still say that this is the best shoot-'em-up of the entire generation. Now, most shoot-'em-ups are judged by their gimmicks, and this shoot-'em-up has gimmicks to spare, but it never overwhelms you with them, keeping to good gameplay being the primary function of this entire game, which leads to fun gameplay. To keep the fun, every single one of the 7 levels of this game has a learning curve, which it slowly ramps up. The first level, you might not even have to move around pretty much at all. And by the last level, the last boss, you have to fly all over the place, and you're going to blow up and lose tons of lives. Also, playing it on easy, medium, or hard isn't a huge undertaking. Easy, when your ship blows up, you pretty much retain all your power-ups, for the most part. In medium, they drop down a bit more. Also, on easy, they hand out extra lives like it's candy, and medium, not so much, and hard, rarely. So, the learning curve is perfectly set, and it's never overwhelming. This isn't a total bullet hell shooter, this is just a shooter that's really well made. You also, depending on your playstyle, have 3 different classes of ships to choose from. So, if you like a spread shot, but also want it somewhat powerful, go with the Vulcan cannons. If you want complete spread, then go with the green shooty thing. It just flies everywhere with your spread shot, and means that through most of the first couple levels, you won't even have to move your ship. Or, if you're really, really good, stick with the lasers, which means you're going to take everything out super fast. And that means they have less chance to shoot at you to begin with. And don't feel bad if ships are just shooting at you left and right, because you also have one of the other gimmicks in this game. A little shield roll that you can do that reflects the enemy's bullets back at them. This is crucial for tearing apart bosses as well. It works depending on how huge the bullet projectiles are. However, it doesn't affect against massive beam lightning attacks, so keep that in mind. However, the fact that they even have this in the game is awesome, and I just love turning the tables on my enemies. One of the other things in the game is keeping track of your high score. You want to chain attacks and exploding your enemies as much as humanly possible, just so you could build up a much higher score count. At the end of every level, it breaks down what ends up being a tremendously massive high score, and you can see how well you did against previous experiences with this game. And the more you play it, the better you get. I know that kind of goes without saying, but in this game, it really does. Also, this game kind of encourages multiple playthroughs. There are 3 hidden levels in this game, and the game itself gives you some cryptic ways on how to figure out how to open them up. But you could just turn to the internet and it will tell you straight away how to do so. The first one's relatively easy to open, the second one is a little bit harder, and the third one I just cannot get for the life of me no matter how many times I try. However, they're all there, and the bonus level that it opens up is often really fun as well. There's also ultimate weapons to keep in mind. Now, of course, you can change the speed of your ship, but I really don't consider that too much of a gimmick. The ultimate weapons here are the bombs, which kind of give you a little bit of breathing room, clearing some of the enemy shots, and are pretty good at taking down bosses. But the real thing is that super hyper blasting beam that can completely destroy a boss in nearly one shot, at least once you take off its first layer of armor. However, it's not like these are infinite or anything, so use them sparingly, and they seem to downgrade your ship a little bit when you use them. So, only on bosses, in really tight cases, do you want to use this beam. Again, you don't have to play through all 7 missions here. There is a mission select, which helps you to open up those secret paths, gives you some practice on them, or just levels you might have a really hard time with. Also here to note is that there is a 2 and 5 minute mode that you can often play in. And this is just for score attack. The 2 minutes is really easy, so I recommend playing for the 5 minutes. Now you don't have all 5 minutes here. Say you clear a boss super fast, well, I usually finish this entire thing in about 4 minutes. And I recommend using the blue ship, aka the laser ship, for these high score runs, because it generally has the best barrel roll for deflecting bullets back, but also I just have a lot more control over my shot, other than, you know, that green one, which is just sprays it out all types of crazy, and I can't really seem to defeat the bosses very quickly at all with that weapon. So stick with the blue one, and you'll probably get the high score. Now you might have noticed that everything's made out of polygons, and you could go in and even look at the ships that are in the game. Scroll through them, rotate around, and there is tons of different things to look at in this game. Also, you'll notice that there are polygon scaling. Well, I would say sprite scaling, but these aren't really made of sprites. Everything's all polygons, and it offers a massive amount of scaling, even down to your ship. The backgrounds are also beautiful as it shifts and turns and weaves in and out. This was the first time that I really seen this technique done, and my god, was it ever done well. At least so much better than the Sega CD, or even the Sony PlayStation or the Saturn at the time. Honestly, this is the shooter for me, hands down. Now I know not everyone's going to have the same experience with Superstar Soldier Vanishing Earth as I did. However, the game had a ridiculously low print run, and believe it or not, is still affordable today. Which means if you don't already have a copy, you better get one, because when word gets out, this game is going to be super dang expensive. And the fact that it's one of the best Nintendo 64 games means it is a no-brainer to run out and pick it up right now. I love this game through and through. I love the boss battles, I love the graphics, I love the controls and how spot-on awesome they are, and all the gimmicks that go with it. This is one of the most perfect shoot-'em-ups I have ever played. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it, and this is one of my favorite games for Nintendo 64. However, if you want to know some of my other favorite games, or maybe some hidden gems for the GameCube, well, stick around and watch another video. Or maybe you want to know more about a shooter for the Wii U and Switch that maybe you just never played before. So, until later, I'll see you again, guys.